Hello everybody, and thank you all very much for tuning in. It's Beer Monster O'Clock. Now I've got a wee craft beer to review for you here, and I've just come back from Camber Sands, myself today actually, and Camber Sands is lovely, beautiful beaches and all that, and I stayed in the Pontins there, which is not so lovely, but it's just kind of a base to put your head down, and it only works out about 50 quid a night for like 7 of us. So yeah, we went there Monday to Friday, and on the first night I got chatting to my neighbour. I see he was drinking a can of craft beer, and I thought, let's go and have a little chat. And a lovely guy he was, he's from Wales. I believe his name was Mark. But anyway, I think he was drinking Brewdog IPA or something like that. And then he said that he picked up this from like the local, like brewed by the local brewery. It's a Camber Summer Ale, 4.6% ABV, 330ml can. And yeah, he showed me it, and he was like, I told him I had a YouTube channel, and then we started talking loads of rubbish about beer for hours and hours. It was a lovely guy, we got on really well, had a lot in common and stuff like that. And he said to me, take one of these and review it for your channel, which was very kind of him. And he said to me that he picked it up from, I think it was a place called Camber Landing, which is right next to Pontins. It's like a tap room. They also do food in there as well. And I think he said it was £8 for a 4-pack. If you're watching, Mark, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because there was a few different beers and they were different prices. And we had quite a lot to drink, because I mentioned to him that I had a bottle of Sambuca in our room, and would he like a shot? He says, yeah, of course, I'll have a shot at him. So yeah, we had a shot of Sambuca, and we ended up drinking the whole bottle and being noisy and keeping the ladies up. And they weren't too impressed. And also the bottle of Sambuca was my Mrs. Sambuca. I only planned on giving him a shot. You know, things got a bit messy. We regretted it the next day, and we both had like hangovers, and I had bad heartburn and that. But you know, it seemed like a good idea at the time, one of them things. He even tried to buy Mrs. another bottle of Sambuca because he felt bad to replace it the next day. But they was all sold out because me and Mrs. went back there in the morning, got another bottle, and we bought the last one. So yeah, anyway, cheers Mark, and let's crack on with it. Yeah, I mentioned about the ABV and all that. Let's crack it open. It's brewed and canned by Forest Road Brewery. And yeah, that tap room, Camber Landing, I had to pop my head round there, but I had 6 kids with me and the missus. I would have loved to have gone in there and sampled some off tap, but I don't think the missus and kids would have appreciated that. So I steered clear in the end, and we'll stick with this one. But I did also try an IPA by this Camber company. I forget what it was called. Was it something Landing? No, not Landing. Windswept IPA, that was it. I had a little mouthful of my mate's one, and that was really nice. Anyway, there she is in the glass. Let me know if you've tried this one, guys. I've never seen it before, only in Camber. But let me know if you've tried it, and if you tried it, what did you think of it? It's got sort of an orangey, golden orangey colour, nice and hazy look about it. Good levels of carbonation going up the glass, as you can probably see. A nice piercingly white, beautiful looking head. Don't look too bad. Not really seeing any sediment or nothing like that, but looks pretty run of the mill. And supposedly this is brewed using 4 different blends of West Coast style hops. So I do like my West Coast IPAs, so I'm hoping this is going to have a nice bitterness to it. So anyway, without further ado, let's check out the aroma. Okay, it doesn't have the biggest aroma. Definitely getting some tropical through it. It smells really nice, actually. All sorts of tropical fruits going on. Mango's a bit of a standout. Some orange. A little bit of like a malty backbone. Yeah, it smells really nice, actually. It smells really refreshing. So let's chuck it down the neck. Cheers everybody, especially you Mark. Bosh. It's nice. I'd say it's got a sort of light to medium body to it. It's decent, it's not amazing, but it is, Nice and sessionable, 4.6% ABV. Strong enough to have a bit of flavour, but not strong enough to get you smashed like me and Mark did the other day. Let's go again. You got tropical fruits at the start, giving it like a little sweetness, only like a slight sweetness, not too overly sweet or nothing like that. Otherwise, I'll definitely know about it. I'll let you know about that because you know I don't like me sweet beers. There's like some floral notes as well, sort of for me towards like the middle of the tasting. It's nice though, nice bit of floralness in there. Taste a little bit of like bready malts in the background. And it's quite hoppy. It has got a bitterness, like a kind of resinous bitterness on the end. It just sort of coats your mouth and sort of makes you want to go back in there and have another sip. Sort of, you know, one of them sort of moorish bitternesses, which I like. Perhaps if I'm looking to criticise this beer, which I always try to do, to like think a few things I think they could do to improve. Not to be negative as such, but you know, just it helps the breweries, doesn't it? If they watch these videos and that, you know, we're all different. Not everybody's going to think the same, but I personally would like a little bit more body to the beer. Tastes a little bit watery, and I'm appreciating them West Coast style hops. I think personally, for my taste, they should just amp it up just a little bit because they're not quite giving off enough bitterness for me to make the beer sort of memorable enough. You know, they're doing everything well. There's a decent amount of fruit, decent amount of floral hops. You know, lacking a little bit of bitterness. It is there, and it does finish off the beer nicely. But it's all a little bit, perhaps a little bit safe. I'd like something about this beer to stand out a bit more. And yeah, but I do overall think it's a decent job. It's really sessionable. That's probably the best thing about this. I mean, if it had more bitterness, perhaps that could take away a little bit of the sessionability because it may get too bitter to some. You know, not everybody likes bitterness. Perhaps they're trying to make this sort of a safe beer for everyone to enjoy, I guess. Kind of a tangy sort of bitterness on the end. It's more tangy than actually sort of bitter. But when they said they have 4 West Coast style hops in it, you're going in expecting a massive bitterness, and you are getting a bitterness, but it's a bit underwhelming for a West Coast style. But it does have a very moorish aftertaste. That's probably my favourite thing about this beer. But yeah, if I could change it, a bit more body, a little bit more bitterness, and then I think you're really going in towards like the 8 and 9s out of 10 as it currently stands. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would, because I think this tastes particularly nice in Camber as well, on that lovely beach in the sunny weather. This would go down lovely, it really would. Yeah, so I can see why they've done what they've done. From memory though, the IPA, which Mark let me try, I kind of let him try a bit of his IPA, the windswept one I think it was. I did prefer that over this personally, you know, so I do think this brewery's got good potential to make some really nice beer. And that tap room that I walked into, Camber Landing I think it was called, it looked absolutely beautiful in there. It was really clean, it looked really family friendly, so fair play to them. And they had quite a good selection of beers in there as well, and they had sort of jumpers and merch and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully they do quite well. Final score goes out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10. I think that's fair enough. At least that's what I'm thinking. It is a very nice beer, very sessionable, very easy drinking. It just, you know, there's better here. There's just better out there, but it is very nice. And so yeah, if you're down in Camber, give it a try, and I'd definitely suggest you try that IPA too. And yeah, hopefully I'll perhaps order some more of their beers in the future and try it, because they do some lagers and that as well. I'll give them a go in the future, hopefully. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button, guys. It does help the videos gain a bit of traction on YouTube, so I would appreciate that. And consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more from me. Until the next one, guys, bye bye, darlings.